Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to achieve that absolutely gorgeous bombshell supermodel look. And this is one that I just think is the epitome of modern day glamour. So let's go ahead and get started. Now I'm going to start this look with the eyes. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know if I'm doing a really heavy eye, I think it works best to do it first. That way if there's any fallout, any mistakes, you don't have to worry about messing up your foundation. So I'm going to start this look using my Prism palette. This one is Supreme Seductress, and this was just a very happy find. It was on Amazon, $14, and I am in love with it. I think it's just as good, if not better, than some of my much more expensive palettes. So if you're in the market for something new, this is one I would definitely suggest. And I'll just show you, it has some really beautiful neutrals, a nice amount of shimmer, and some really beautiful gold and red hues that work so well with a more natural glam look. So I'm going to start off with this kind of deep beige, slightly golden tone, and it's called Pickup Line. And just using a nice fluffy brush, I'm going to apply that all over my lids, getting right up into the crease as well. And as you can see, even without a primer, this is super pigmented. You don't need a lot to achieve the color that you want. Another reason that I love this palette. So now I'm going to grab this color Prospect. This is a reddish brown, nice and deep. And using that same fluffy brush, I'm going to go right up here into the crease, going over what we've already started there. And I'm just going to go a little more than halfway across the eye. And now just clean off your brush, make sure it's nice and dry though, or use a different one, and let's give this a nice blend. Alright, so now that we have that initial base on, we can really get into the glamour of this look. I'm going to grab my NYX eyeshadow primer base, and I'm just going to gently pop this along the lid. And by layering this, it's going to allow us to achieve all that depth that makes this type of makeup look so alluring and interesting. So now getting into the sparkles, I am going to grab Risque. This is almost a rose gold color. I'm going to pop this right in the inner corner, almost halfway across the eye. And next we're going to use this shimmery brown. This one is called Trance. And this one is going to go in the outer corner of the eye. And now we're just going to do a very gentle blend in the middle there. And now just switching down to a daintier brush, I'm going to grab that color Trance again and go right beneath the lower lash line. Just taking it about halfway. And right at the end, I'm going to start my initial wing And now I'm just going to connect it upwards to finish off that shape. And now we'll grab Risque again, just for this inner corner. And now for the liner, I'm just going to grab an eyeliner pen. The one I'm using is from the brand Pure. It actually has a stamp on one side, but I'm not using that. The thickness is nice because it's nice to hold, easy to grasp, a lot of control, but it still has a very fine tip, and you can create any size line you want. I'm just going to start at the inner corner here. And we're going fairly thin here, just to make that inner corner pop. And then starting about halfway along the eye, I'm going to create my line. And as you can see, I started right next to the lash line, and I'm gently moving up, and I'll fill in that gap. I just want you to be able to see that we're actually angling the liner upwards, because that supermodel look always tends to emphasize the beautiful almond-shaped eyes. And now just gently following that line that we created with the eyeshadow, we're going to create our wing. So for my mascara, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect. And you are free to add false lashes to this look. I don't think it's necessary. As you can see, the difference between this eye and this eye is fairly striking, and I don't find false lashes comfortable or easy to apply, so a good mascara is all I like to do. So now moving on to the face, I am still suffering from cold weather dry skin, so I just applied a bit of my Nache face oil, and I find this helps really allow the foundation to go on nicely, gives it a little bit of a dewy effect, and I don't get a bunch of dry, cracked skin beneath my makeup, which is never a look I want. Now, instead of using a traditional foundation for this look, I'm going to be going with my L'Oreal foundation sticks. I have the color 401 and 412. So this is a very light ivory and a very deep brown. And I'm just going to use this to give my face a nice contour. And I know it looks crazy right now, but because they're both foundations, when we start to blend it out, they actually mix together and create a really beautiful but soft contour. So it's not going to be as harsh. It's going to make it look more like this is your natural bone structure rather than you have a really heavy amount of makeup on. So I just like to start in the lighter areas, give it an initial blend, and then move out to the dark. And now I'm just going to quickly fill in my brows with the Maybelline Express Brow. This one is in the color Black Brown. And I'm just using short, light strokes to fill this in and make them appear a bit more fluffy than mine are naturally. So now for the lips, we want to create a really beautiful pouty look, but that's in a more natural color. So I'm using my Italia Deluxe. This one is in the color Bear. I find that it's my version of nude, depending on your skin tone, coloring. Yours might be a different color, something a little more pink, something a little more brown. But this one is a slightly pinkish brown in a fairly light shade. And I'm just going to slightly overline my lips. And once that's in place, I'm just going to gently color in the rest of my lips. And now I'm just going to go over that with my Key Best. This is another Amazon find. It comes in a pack of 5 or 6, and it's just a beautiful, matte, long-lasting lip gloss. Unfortunately, the individual tubes are not labeled with the color, so I'll just show you. I'm using this one that is pink but with brown undertones, so it's going to give us a really beautiful natural color. Not too bright, not too brown, and very modern. And that completes our modern supermodel look, and I find it's just a wonderful look to really enhance your natural beauty. I always feel good with this type of look, not too over the top, but elevated to the best version of myself. And even just with my natural kind of messy curly hair, I feel confident and beautiful, and I hope that if you try this look, it does the same thing for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what types of looks you'd like to see next, and I will see you in the next video.